Alright, part 2. Here we go. We left off with our friends being on the run from the city on fire up here. The Discworld offers sights far more impressive than those found in universes built by creators with less imagination but more mechanical aptitude. Perhaps the most magnificent sight is the hub. There, a spire of green ice, 10 miles high, rises into the clouds. At its peak is the realm of Dunmefesten, the abode of the Disc Gods. The Disc Gods themselves, despite the splendor of the world below them, are seldom satisfied. Here's a bunch of these gods. It's embarrassing to know that one is a god of the world that only exists because every probability curve must have its far end. No wonder the Disc God spends more time in bickering than one's omnicognizance. Oh, look at, he has so many eyes floating around. Look at that. That's amazing. There was an air of concentration around the board that the lesser players had been removed from the game. Chance had been an early casualty, and shortly thereafter, Knight had cashed in his chips, pleading an appointment with Destiny. Blind 10 took up the dice box. Oh, so this guy must be Blind 10. Maybe this is Chance and that is Knight? Who's to say? Side bets that were made that the lady would be the next to leave. 5-5-5. Oh, and she puts down... Oh, it's our friends. A renegade withered come and from Fort of Clerk. Offler, the crocodile god's accent was hindered, as usual, by his tusks. Well, really? Rattle, rattle, rattle. Come on, play fair. Picturesque. That was a new word to Rincewind the Wizard. Magician of the Unseen University, failed. One of the number he had picked up since leaving the charred ruins of Ankh-Morpork. Quaint was another. Picturesque meant, he decided after careful observation of the scenery that inspired Two-Flower to use the word, horribly precipitous. Quaint, when used to describe the villages through which they passed, meant fever-ridden and tumble down. Two-Flower was a tourist, the first ever seen on the Discworld. Tourist, Rincewind decided, meant idiot. Look at that. That's such a lovely, picturesque view, don't you think? The Sending of 8. Rincewind thinking to himself, obviously he's insane. Of course, he's also generous and less lethal than half the people I mixed in with that city. I rather like him. Disliking him would be like kicking a puppy. It all seems, well, rather useless to me. Oh, what? Magic. I always thought that a wizard just said the magic words and that was it. Not all this tedious memorizing. Well, magic isn't wild like it was in the time of the olden ones. It's been tamed. It has to obey the law of conservation of reality. Some of the ancient magic can still be found in its raw state. You can recognize it by the shape it makes, the crystalline structure of space-time. It has twice as many sides as a square. It's all rather depressing. Depressing. And then looks like it's our little friend inside of the camera box. He says, Rincewind thinks he ought to be able to harness the lightning. When I said harness, I didn't mean harness. I don't know. Things ought to be more sort of organized. The plain fact of the matter is, we're on a disc that is manifestly traversing the universe on the back of a giant turtle. And that the gods have a habit of going round to atheists' house and smashing their windows. Little bug. Whoosh! Oh, what was that noise? Rawr! What a strange creature. Is it dangerous? Only to people! Oh, and then he's pulling out a sword and then he throws it whoosh, right over his head. Clang! Ah! And then it... Oh! Rattle, rattle, rattle. Some time later. Rincewind. And then looks like Two Flowers thinking to himself. Alright, Two Flowers, try to think. Firstly, I'm lost. That is vexing. My luggage is missing. That's annoying. It's also starting to rain. Perhaps it would be a good idea not to hang about in the open. What sort of accommodations do forests offer? Perhaps a gingerbread house? My, this stone is really uncomfortable. The stone has a message. The stone says, Traveler, the hospitable temple of Bel Shemaroth lies 1,000 paces hubward. The Bel Shemaroth seems prepared to go out of his way to help stranded travelers. And anyway, those sleeping wolves I disturbed earlier might be along any time. Oh, the wolves, they've come. They're sniffing. Running away. They are afraid of this Bel Shemaroth. Meanwhile, about 3 miles away, Rincewind's hanging from a tree. What are you grinning for? I can't help it. Now would you be so kind as to let go? I can't hang around all day. I can. It won't hurt. Won't hurt? Being torn apart by wolves won't hurt? They're all around him. Just my luck. I should land right on the biggest wolf. What are those arms coming out of the tree? Oh, what the? Right. Kills all the flies in one snap. It's just not the same. Oh, here we are back to the gods at the top of the Discworld. Io's out of the game. At least Offler took the loss of the troll with grace. Lady, Lord, the soul of a true hero. And no cheating, lady. No one, yet everyone tries. Now play. Oh, that's a very, very scary piece that he's putting on the board. You know, I thought I knew what was inside trees. Wood, sap, possibly squirrels. Not a palace. Oh my, and there's a very pretty green lady that brought him in, I guess. Wish I'd paid more attention in anthropology lectures at Unseen University. You had to climb my tree and I rescued you. How lucky for you. And your friend with the magic box? Oh, him. Yeah, I hope he's okay. He needs your help. He usually does. Did he make it to a tree, too? He made it to the temple of Bel Shemaroth. The Soul Eater! His number lieth between 7 and 9. It is twice 4. Oh no, where's the temple? Towards the center of the forest. It's very old. But who would be so stupid as to worship him? I mean, devils, yes, but he's a soul eater. There were certain advantages. The race that's used to live in these parts had strange notions. Well, what happened to them? I did say they used to live in these parts. I am Juele. Come with me, friend, and watch your friend's fate. It should be interesting. I'm not so sure. Do you believe that you have a choice? That sound like far-off thunder or a distant waterfall. It's the tree. What's it doing? Living. Are we really in a tree? Have I been reduced in size? I mean, outside it looked narrow enough for me to put my arm around. It is. I can see into your mind, false wizard. Am I not a dryad? What you belittle by the name tree is but the mere four-dimensional analog of the whole multi-dimensional universe. I should have realized that you weren't a real wizard when I saw that you didn't have a staff. I lost it in a fire. No hat with magic sigils embroidered on it. It blew off. No familiar. It died. Look, thanks for rescuing me, but could you show me the way out? I'm not rescued, am I? I'm captured. You hurt the tree, but you are lucky. Your friend is going to meet Bel-Shemaroth. You will only die. With a certain amount of ceremony, of course. Oh, incompetent wizard, see some magic. Not your weasel-faced tame magic, but root and branch magic. Wild magic. Watch. Rincewind knew that the temple of Bam-Shemaroth would have 8 sides. 8 was also the number of Bel-Shemaroth, which is why no sensible wizard would mention it. Rincewind's room number in his residence at Hall at the Unseen University had been 7A. He hadn't been surprised. The sender of 8 has 2 for dinner, it seems. But what does that steed belong to, false wizard? I've no idea. No matter. We shall see soon enough. There was no mistaking that shape. Haroun the Barbarian. He was one of the Circle C's more durable heroes. Fighter of dragons, despoiler of temples, hired sword, the king post of every street brawl. He could even, unlike many heroes, speak words of more than 2 syllables, if given time and a hint or two. In Rincewind's experience, it was only a matter of time before the normal balance of the universe restored itself and started doing terrible things to him. Oh, stop him! Oh, looks like he's running away! Haroun's sword, Kring, was forged from a thunderbolt, and has a soul but suffers no scabbard. Haroun stole it only 3 days before and was already beginning to regret it. I tell you, it went down that passage on the right. Be silent. Haroun's earlier confusion was gone. This was obviously a magical temple. That explained everything. It explained why earlier this afternoon he had espied a chest out by the side of the track. Its top was invitingly open, displaying much gold. But when he approached it, it sprouted legs and ran off into the forest, stopping a few hundred yards away. All I said was, shut up. Now, after several hours of teasing pursuit, he had lost it in these hell-lit tunnels. Whoever did these carvings had probably been drinking too much for years. I don't like it. Why not? It's weird. But you're a demon. I mean, what's weird to a demon? Oh, you know, things, stuff. What things? Oh, things. Evil things. Things we don't talk about is the point I'm broadly trying to get across, Master. I wish Rincewind was here. He'd know what to do. Is someone playing dice in here? Rattle, 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 rattle. Oh, it looks like someone's forming. The phrase sliver of a screen comes to mind. Plop! Ugh. It's me. It looks like it's Rincewind. Rincewind popped up next to Two-Flower. Don't say it! Don't say it and we might get out. Get out? How did you get in? Don't say it! Say what? The number! Number? Yes, the number between 7 and 9. 4 plus 4. What? Say it and we're doomed. Just don't think about it. Trust me. I don't understand. Come on, let's try and get out. Looks like he's very upset. Several hours later. We're doomed, I tell you. This place is a spiderweb. It doesn't matter which way we go. We'll end up at the center. It looks like, it was kind of you to come looking for me anyway. How did you manage it? It was very impressive. Oh, well, I just thought, I can't leave old Two-Flower there. So what we've got to do now is find this Bel-Shemaroth person and explain things to him, and perhaps he'll let us out. Find Bel-Shemaroth? We don't have to get involved. Find the Soul Render and not get involved? Just what give him a nod and ask the way to the exit? Explain things to the center. You're insane! Hey! Come back here! Hey, Rincewind, look what I found here! Great! Fine, it can lead us out of here. Now! Oh, it looks like an octagon, so it's the center all has 8 sides. Yes, after I've taken a few pictures, let me just find the attachment. I said now! Haroon, isn't it? That. Mine. It belongs to Two Flower here. Here's a tip. Don't touch it. Oh, looks like Haroon's gonna go for it anyways. Oh, and then it runs away! Haroon, there's something I should tell you. What? It's about numbers. Look, you know if you add 7 and 1, or take 2 from 10... Who is he? I am Haroon. What? Just don't say that number, okay? Strange. Why can't he say 8? You get a number, and while you're here, don't say it, and we might stand a chance of getting out alive. Or merely dead. 8, hate, 8, 8, 8, 8. Is that giant pillar that's talking? Big scary pillar? You did it! I said you shouldn't say 8! A charge of magic bigger than Rincewind had ever seen was building... Run! Oh, there's Haroon. Oh, looks like there's something poking out. Oh, Haroon's chopping up what looks like tentacles or giant worms. Ah! It won't work, Haroon. The sender can materialize tentacles. I must get a picture of this. It's stupendous. Come on, time to go. Zoom. Run away and leave Haroon with that thing? Why not? It's his job. But it'll kill him. It could be worse. What? It could be us. Come on. Hey, it's got my luggage. Oh, looks like the luggage is being pulled in. Rincewind, your spell! At the Unseen University was kept the Octavo, greatest of all grimoires, formerly owned by the creator of the universe. It was this book that Rincewind had once opened for a bet. One spell from the book had leapt up from the page and settled in his mind like a toad on a stone. No one knows what the spell does. It might stop time, or the universe, or completely end time. Oh, oh no, the tentacles got him. Oh, the picture box. They're about right now. Can't hold them any longer. Everybody smile. Oh, it looks like the tentacle monster is retreating. It's pulling away. What the hell was that? Why were they so bright? Gods, my head. Too bright. The salamanders. Standard attachment picture will be all overexposed. Salamanders. They're extinct around the Circle C. They subsist entirely on the octarine wavelength of light. They absorb it in their skin, and it's their special sac until it's excreted. With all the octarine light in this magical place, they've been gorging themselves. And nature took its course. This is very undignified. Shut up. Mighty magic. Now we share the treasure, eh? How do you know there's treasure in there? You find choke apples under choke apple tree. You find treasures under altars. Logic. What the hell is this wind? Where's it coming from? Where's it blowing to? We're doomed! Where do shadows come from? That's where the wind is blowing. Belshammar spirit is leaving. The temple is being abandoned to the ravages of time. He's just whistling, happy with his treasure. Oh, there's Haroon carrying everyone out. Looks like the wind is pulling everyone in, and Haroon's carrying them outside. And there's his horse. Impressive, isn't it? That's the sword talking again. Well, that's your treasure chest made it out too. Sometime later, in the moorland rimwards of the former temple. And then I belonged to Pasha of Verdurat, and played a prominent part in the Battle of Great Neff, where I received the slight nick you may have noticed 2/3 up the way of my blade. It looks like they're counting their treasure. Then Rincewind thinking to himself, I wonder how trustworthy Haroon will be here in the wilds with trolls about. Some infidel was wearing an octarine collar. Most unsporting. Am I boring you? What? Oh no, it's all very interesting. Rincewind. I could see you were a cultured person. What I'd really like to be is a plowshare. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like an existence with some point to it. I've just had a great idea. Why don't we get Haroon to accompany us to Quarum? Oh! How did you know? I just thought you'd think of it. You win. There'll be other games. So that was the gods that were making all of that happen. Ah, I see. They were playing a game with all the people. I'll get you yet, Kali. See if I don't. Next, the lure of the worm. And that is the end of part 2.